I'm Pete Myers, Executive Director of Mission Albuquerque, and this is what's happening now for April of 2026. We are still finishing the final touches of our roof project funded by insurance payments. We have a few things left to finish off, but they're minor little things. We do still have some internal damage that we're going to be continuing to work on over the next months. So that's going on. In the meantime, we are finishing the budget for fiscal year 2027. Our fiscal year starts May 1st. And so we are working on implementing some of the new realities like universal childcare and the costs that that has for our staffing, but also the income that that provides. All of that has had an impact on the second half of this fiscal year 2026. So we're implementing it into the full year for 2027. Working on making everything balance. And so that's what's going on in the next. We've already been working on it, but in the next few weeks, we're going to be finishing that up. I personally have spent some time working on grant applications and have applied for 3 or 4 grants in the last month. Um, I know that Bianca, who's our family ministries program director, has also been applying for grants. We did receive 28,000 from the ECECD Scratch Cooking Grant, which provides funds for sort of a remodel or re-equipping of our kitchen for our Kingdom Builders daycare so that we can do more cooking from scratch because that is the plan and the purpose. Cooking from scratch versus pre-prepared foods with preservatives and things like that is more healthy for the kids. So that came with 28,000 off the top for those changes to our kitchen, but it also came with a sort of per meal increase in our CACFP funding that comes every month. And so that's going to be, we're going to be specifically working on making those changes between now and June. So that's pretty exciting. Probably the most important and exciting thing that's happened through the month of March and April since our last report is our Spring Break Day Camp. This is the 4th year we've hosted Spring Break Day Camp since COVID, and it's by far the most successful year. We had 48 different children attend. We had approximately 35 a day participants, but what's probably even more exciting is that we had 35 volunteers and staff there every day. So we literally had a 1-to-1 ratio of staff to students on a particular day. Now those staff and volunteers were doing all sorts of things. They were cooking meals, they were doing crafts, they were leading songs and dancing. They were a big portion of that. I think about 16 of those volunteers were teenagers, many of whom were former, I think I counted 14 of those 16 were former participants, attendees in the Spring Break Day Camp that are now helping us lead the Spring Break Day Camp. And so just an outstanding event. MTC had the next day we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, March 30th through April 1st for our day camp event. The very next day, April 2nd, there was an Easter egg hunt event at the MTC property where the event was held. And we had families who returned, even the bus driver that had assisted us in bringing kids from our resident services locations to the MTC facility came back and enjoyed part of the Easter egg hunt event. That was another highlight. Not only did we have kids from Kingdom Builder School Age program that came down for MTC to the MTC for Spring Break Day Camp, we had 2 children from Copper Terrace, and I believe it was about 10 children from Calle Cuarta, which is one of our new resident services properties that we just started a few months ago work in. And our resident services coordinators were also involved in Spring Break Day Camp. So there was a lot of positive things going on in that event, and it was very exciting. I can't wait to share with you what's happened in the month of April and into May next time.